Welcome to 50 Plus in Montgomery County, a monthly program that is a voice for many and produced by the Commission of Aging. Each episode, we look at issues important to older adults. We spotlight representatives of services and programs and activities of interest. My name is Jean Dinwiddie. I'm co-chair of the Commission's Communication Committee. I'm subbing in for our regular host, Commissioner Katie Smith. On this month's show, we're going to talk about staying safely in your home as you age. Joining me is Jim Resnick, who recently spoke with us about the safety domain of the Age Friendly Initiative. Some of our viewers may recall that Jim is the program manager for the Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Community Risk Reduction Section. Welcome back, Jim.
Thank you, Jean, and I appreciate the time that you're giving me today.
Oh, our pleasure. You conduct in-person safety visits, don't you, Jim?
Yes, ma'am. Myself, and when we have additional funding available, there's other firefighters that will work with me and with our program, and we can go to people's homes on an appointment basis and check to make sure that the things that they have in their home are keeping them safe. And we also provide safety recommendations too.
So what are the common things you see when people are aging in place, when you do these safety visits?
Well, the first thing I ask people to do is and when they're thinking about whether or not they want to have myself or someone from our program come out to their homes, is I ask them to think like a firefighter. And by that, I'm asking them to look up. And what I'm looking up at right now on my ceiling is my smoke alarm. Do you have working smoke alarms? Are they in the right places? How do you know that they're working? When's the last time that you tested your smoke alarms? Those kinds of things. So let's start with some of the basics. And I not only want you to look up, I want people to look down. I want them to look for tripping hazards. I want them to look for excessive use of extension cords or surge protectors. The list goes on and on. So, and my dog is just making sure that things are safe in my home right now.
So how do you verify? So do we need both a smoke and a carbon monoxide alarm?
Beautiful question. Thank you for asking that, Jean. So the short answer is it kind of depends. If I live in an all-electric home with nothing in my home that can burn, and by that I mean I don't have a fireplace, I don't have gas stoves, ovens, furnaces, water heaters, I don't have an attached garage because an engine of a car, an internal combustion engine, is something that's burning. I don't have a generator, anything like that in or attached to the house, then I don't have any possible sources of carbon monoxide.
Oh.
So for that all electric home, there's not a need for a carbon monoxide alarm. For all of the rest of us, if you have any one of those items, a fireplace, a gas stove, a gas furnace, or anything like that, you should have a carbon monoxide alarm on every level of the home.
Oh, I was going to ask where the alarm should be located. So where should the smoke alarm be? I assume we all need smoke alarms. Is that right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we want to have working smoke alarms. And I've got a couple of examples of different kinds here. I want to have at least one of these on every level of my home, every occupiable level. So if I have, like for my house here, I have an unfinished attic. We don't have access to it except without pulling out a ladder and stuff like that. I don't need a smoke alarm in my attic. But for this level, for my basement level, I do need to have working smoke alarms on each level. And it's also, depending on when your home was built, it might not be a requirement, but it's a great idea to have a smoke alarm not only outside of the bedrooms, but inside each one of the bedrooms too. Wherever people sleep, we want to have them protected by a working smoke alarm.
So
Now,
it's where people sleep and not necessarily like near the kitchen where you would think a fire might be.
Great question. And yeah, that's exactly right. When we're awake, we have the best smoke alarm in the world. And that's this thing right in between our eyes, okay? A working smoke alarm is primarily to do two jobs for us. It's to alert you when you're asleep because your nose is not working as well when we're sleeping. and they're also designed to protect the way out. So I'll use my living room back here as an example. It's a lovely living room. It's a great living room, but no one sleeps there. And even though there's a window out of the living room, that's not what I'm going to consider to be a primary exit. So I don't need a smoke alarm in my living room or in my kitchen or my dining room, but I need one outside my bedrooms to alert me if there's smoke in the hallway outside my bedrooms. And it's a great idea to have one inside the bedroom too. And also, depending on the layout of the home, you want to protect the stairs. If I'm living on the second floor, I need to make sure I can come down the stairs to a landing which is clear of dangerous smoke. So that's why we want one usually in the foyer, that type of an area.
Wow, that makes so much sense. And yet I know I wouldn't have thought of that. I would think put it near the kitchen. So do I need to buy smoke alarms? Will
Great
the
question.
county provide?
Great. You're asking all the right questions. So the first thing is that we all need to have the proper number of working smoke alarms. And one other thing I need to mention is all smoke alarms need to be less than 10 years old. That is not only Montgomery County law and Maryland state law, but it's also what the manufacturer of these smoke alarms has been saying for decades. If you read the fine print in the owner's manual, it would say these alarms should be changed every 10 years. And it doesn't matter if it's a battery only alarm like the one I have here, or if it's a wired in alarm like I'm holding up now. Either of these, we need to change them out every 10 years. So the thing to do is an assessment. Do I have enough in my home to protect each level and the sleeping areas and the bedrooms? And then are they working and up to date? If you think that you might not have working smoke alarms, enough smoke alarms, the right kind of smoke alarms or whatever, please contact us. You can do that by calling 311. You can go to MC311 on your computer, or you can go to mcfrs.org/MCSAFE, MCSAFE, and you can request a home safety evaluation. This is a free service of the county. We do have some free smoke alarms for people, but we also have a very, very limited budget, and we have a big county with well over 1 million people and well over 400,000 homes in it. I wish I had the kind of budget to provide the materials for people. But what I'll tell folks is, number one, if you think you need these items, buy them. Myself, the firefighters that I work with, we can install them for you. If you've got the wrong kind, if you don't need them, well, you can return them. You can take care of doing things like that. And for people certainly who have a financial need, we will bring some with us so that we can provide at least a basic level of protection.
So if I buy my smoke alarm, you'll come and install them?
Within limits.
Okay.
The way I describe it is this: I'm not an electrician. Okay, myself and the other firefighters that I work with are not electricians. We are limited in how high up we can work on a ceiling. If you have a vaulted ceiling that's 20 feet tall,
Okay.
I'm not going to be able to do something like that. So there may be some specific situations, but you can always call us. We'll evaluate and we'll let you know what we can do and what you might need.
And what if I don't know how old my smoke alarm is? Because I personally, well, I'll just admit to you, my smoke alarm is in the kitchen, and I have no idea how old it is. I do replace the batteries every time, but
Jean, this is not about you having to confess anything. So on the side of the smoke alarm, there is a label which someone who installs this could write the information. But problem is, though, when I'm standing here and then I'm looking up at the ceiling, I may or may not be able to read that. So what we ask people to do is write it down on a piece of paper, put it on your bulletin board or something along those lines. One thing you can do is, number one, look for discoloration. Smoke alarms are generally pretty white when you buy them, but over time, just with cooking smoke and the normal things in our lives, they tend to discolor a little bit. If they appear discolored, that's an indication they may not be they may be more than 10 years old. And I also want to throw a little curveball at you. You mentioned something about batteries. This particular smoke alarm here is a very good smoke alarm, but this one is only powered by a removable 9-volt battery. Maryland and Montgomery County changed our law in 2018 to require us that these types of alarms are not allowable in Montgomery County or in the state of Maryland anymore, where a removable battery is the primary power source.
Wow.
So I either have to have hardwired alarms with some kind of a battery backup, or I can have smoke alarms with a sealed in 10-year battery.
Okay.
That's what this kind is.
Wow, that's important information. And
It is.
I have some work to do. So, so tell me, Jim, what is the cost of your home safety visit?
Oh, did I mention the cost? It's free.
No, not yet. Oh,
It's free. Our home safety checks, along with the other services provided by the Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Service, are free of charge. There's no charge for anything that we're going to do.
wow. So, Jim, tell me quickly, what else do you look for?
So we look to make sure that people are safe in their homes. We want to consider medications. If they do take medications, are the medications safely stored? Are they in a place where the person can certainly get to them, but pets, children, visitors, other folks like that can't get to them? So we want to make sure that we maintain a level of safety in terms of our medications. We look for clear lighting. We look to make sure that the stairs are clear, that you don't have any tripping hazards on the stairs. We often make recommendations about adding handrails and things like that. And I also want to make sure I mention the file of life. We look to make sure that people have a file of life, and not only do they have it, but is it filled out? Have they completed the form? Because this doesn't do anyone any good. The file of life is a form with medical information that you fill out. So God forbid there's a medical emergency, the paramedics, the EMTs, the firefighters, they know the information that we need to help you.
And would we call 311 just like we would call 311 to schedule a visit? Could 311 provide us with a file of life also?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Whatever. And I'm glad you're talking about 311 that way, because it's kind of a one-stop shop for all the non-emergency services that Montgomery County can offer. And we work very closely with our partners in the 311 center, and we're constantly handling requests for files of life, home safety checks, and other questions and needs.
Well, Jim, you are a rock star. I know after your last visit, I did my own file of life. And now after this visit, I have learned I need some work done myself on the smoke alarms. So, Jim, thank you so much for taking the time with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate the time, and I love the 50+ connections.
Wonderful. Thank you. Coming up, we'll speak with Ali Soltani, a home modifications consultant with HandyPro.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls: 311. MC311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
The City of Gaithersburg presents the 2022 Active Aging Expo. May 5th at the Activity Center at Borough Park. From 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information, go to www.gaithersburgmd.gov.
Welcome back to 50 Plus in Montgomery County. Welcome, Ali. We're so happy you could visit with us today. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, and thank you for having me and for the opportunity to be here and educate our community for one of the most important subject that it's not been talked about a lot, and we want to talk about it and educate our people in the industry. So we want to talk about today about the home safety. I'm not talking about putting extra lock on your door. We want to talk about fall prevention today. I'm Ali Soltani from HandyPro. I'm a civil engineer and project manager, and also I'm a certified consultant to understand people with challenging mobility and help them to stay safe and get access to all part of their home.
So what one tip would you give to older adults who want to stay safely in their homes?
So there are a lot of things that we can advise anybody that wants to stay safe in their home, regardless of their ability and mobility. So it's a lot of dynamic stuff that we can work on and talk about it. But the most important part that we want everybody to understand, first of all, it needs to be designed correctly. Second, we want to start from basics and being proactive. So we want to think about it before anything happens, before the fall happens. So because if you think ahead of time, you can prevent a lot of injuries and prevent a lot of expenses on your side. So the least expensive and the basic product that you can have in your home is grab bar. So grab bar is very inexpensive. It's very easy to install. It doesn't require any major constructions. And but our citizens needs to understand what is grab bar and what it takes to install the grab bar correctly and properly. So what is grab bar? Grab bar is a piece of metal, is a piece of bar that can install directly in your wall, either anchor in or goes to your stud or any structural elements that you have in your wall. So that's very important. I'll emphasize on that. It needs to be installed properly, because anybody can install grab bars, but we need to make sure that the grab bar is gonna be able to bear that weight. It's not just your own weight, but when you are falling, you put 2 or 3 times of your weight on that grab bar. Grab bars comes in a variety of colors, finishes, in look. If someone doesn't like that, to have that, simple industrial looking grab bar that you can see all around in like restaurant or any other places. We can talk more about what it is and what is involved to do, and while we're going through our discussion.
So you mentioned grab bars. I'm assuming that's for the bathroom. What are the most dangerous rooms in the house?
You said it right. So the most dangerous room in the house, believe it or not, is the bathroom. Every year, based on CDC, about 234,000 falls happen in the bathroom.
Wow.
And 4 out of 5 fall, they have a severe injuries that they have to go to the hospitals. Because when you fall on that hard surface in the bathroom, it's not a joke, because you drop dead weight on that hard surface and you're going to break hips, legs, shoulders. You're lucky if you don't hit your head anywhere, so you can have a brain injury. So with the very inexpensive part, as I mentioned again, I'm saying it again and again, you can have that grab bar to prevent that fall, and it's decrease the risk of fall substantially. I'm not saying if you have a grab bar, you're never going to fall, but if you are falling, if you're losing your balance, if you become dizzy, there's something to grab on it. If you're sitting on a chair and when you're taking a shower, there's something to help you to lower yourself down properly, not just drop yourself on the seat. So again, the most dangerous place in the house is the bathroom. So you want to make sure that you are prepared, and it doesn't have any age, that any age can benefit. I think the variety of people that can benefit from that grab bar, it's very wide. In that report from CDC, that 234,000 falls, it starts from age of 15, 15, not 50. So anybody can fall in the bathroom, but when we get older and we have some challenging balance or stability, so we need it more than someone that is in 20s and doesn't have that problem.
So the grab bars are mostly for the shower or in the bathtub. What about other places?
Basically grab bar can be installed anywhere. It can be installed by your bed. It can be installed by your commode, so help you to toileting easier. It can be installed next to your vanity or your sink that you are brushing your teeth, But the most common area for the grab bars are in the shower for a couple of reasons. One, it's a slippery area. You sometimes, lifting your foot or to wash that, it's you sometimes when you're washing your head, you close your eyes, so you can get dizzy when you close your eyes. And again, the most important part, it's slippery. It's a lot of soap and water in there, and if someone doesn't have that much stability, they can easily slip on that area. But anywhere, some people put it in the stairways because they don't want to have like a handrail, so they think it's cheaper to do that way. So they put multiple of grab bars we've seen in people's home, that they put it on the wall, on the staircase as well. So it can't go anywhere. It's a very good product to have it, and it comes in a variety of shapes, as I mentioned before. So it can be, for example, we can install a towel rack, which is grab bar rated.
Oh,
We can install a toilet paper holder that is grab bar rated. We can
wow.
install a shampoo shelf that is grab bar rated. There are rings that it goes around your faucet in the shower. So the list goes on and on. It doesn't have to be that generic, simple, industrial looking grab bar that you see. If you care about a look, and if you want to kind of camouflage it or integrate it in your bathroom design, there are ways. We can install grab bars in any color in the rainbow that you want. So it's not in the past that it was just only stained steel grab bars that you can put in. Now the possibility is endless for what kind of grab bars we can install.
I think we do all think of those stainless steel grab bars. So to learn that like a towel rack or a shampoo holder or even a toilet tissue holder can be grab bar rated, that's really interesting and impressive. So you also mentioned stairways, a staircase. Is that one of the like dangerous rooms? You mentioned a bathroom. How about stairways? Are there other rooms?
Stairways are due, but before we move to that section,
Sure.
I want to add another thing to just give our audience that the importance and urgency of having grab bars. NIH recently, it's investing to developing an app through a private sector to be able to recommend grab bars by camera. So it tells you where you need grab bars in your bathroom, and also it will inspect it when the contractor is installing it, during the installation and after installation. That app can tell if the installation went correctly or not. Because again, I said it again, it's important to install that correctly, because if you don't have that grab bar, sometimes it's better than you have a grab bar that it hasn't been installed properly. So NIH, this is important.
Can I back you up a second? That you said there's an app that can tell you if it's installed correctly?
Yeah, it's under they are developing that app. It's not out there. So I'm one of the reviewers of that app, and on the installation part of it, that we'll review it and make sure that the app can see all the parameter that it needs to be taken in consideration when they inspect the installation. But it's not out there, so it's in the second phase. Actually, if we passed the first phase with NIH, and now we are waiting on NIH to approve the second phase for us. But again, I'm a reviewer of that app, so that I just brought that up to tell you how important the grab bar is, and because it's the least expensive home modification that you can do to prevent a large medical bill for you. And not even the medical bill, it's a hustle, it's the headache, it's the whole family will go through it if someone falls and go to the hospital. It's not just that person, so it's going to be at least 4 or 5 people involved in it. So just want to brought that up before we move to the next segment of our interview. So for the stairs, the stairs is the second place that people fall, and most of the falls after the bathroom happens in the stairs. But because the stairs is not the most used room in the house, so that's why it's in the second place. But the injuries can be more severe than people falls in the bathroom, because if you're falling down the stairs, you fall down, I don't know how many steps you have, 10, 12, 13 steps down. And on each steps that you're going down, you can hit somewhere of your body on it. So you can have a multiple of injury and fraction in your body. So you want to take care of that area besides your bathroom. So that's the second place that you want to take a look at it.
Wow. I know our viewers will be interested in the cost of these modifications. And you have mentioned that there's a whole range, a rainbow of colors and a range of things, but for your basic grab bar, making sure that it's properly, can you give us like a range of the costs?
Yeah, so there are different costs that it depends on what kind of walls you have, what kind of materials you have. But grab bars, they are inexpensive, as I mentioned. So the range can be from $200 to $300 and going up. It depends what you want to do. There are some grab bars that it needs blocking behind the wall. It depends on the person's weight and the condition of the walls, what kind of grab bar. Some of the grab bars cannot be installed without opening the wall and putting the blocking inside. Some grab bars can go directly into the shot. Some grab bars, it needs to have a proper anchoring behind the wall. There are different kind of anchors that we can install. We usually rate grab bars for about £1,000 when we install them. Yeah, so usually people don't have that much weight, but we want to make sure that if the grab bar is needed, it's there properly for them to be able to use it.
Wonderful. And Ali, I really thank you so much for coming by. And I'm sure our viewers would like to learn more about the home modifications. I mean, you have emphasized grab bars, and I think that's important for us all to know. So Ali, thank you so much for visiting with us today. I really appreciate the information.
My pleasure. And again, thank you for giving me the opportunity to educate the community, and I hope we have more time to do about other stuff. I hope that we're going to have some more time next time to do more.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and have a good one.
Well, that concludes our program for today on staying safely in your home. We hope that the information provided is useful to you and that you'll take advantage of the services described. To learn more about other services for seniors in Montgomery County, please visit the Montgomery County Seniors website at montgomerycountymd.gov/senior or call the Senior Resource Line at 240-777-3000. And as always, thank you for watching 50 Plus in Montgomery County.
Older adults often need assistance to stay in their homes as they age or recover from illness. Surveys show that people usually prefer to receive services at home rather than in an institution like a nursing home. This year's Commission on Aging's annual public forum, We Can Do Better, will focus on how to help older adults remain in their homes when they need assistance. The 2022 public forum will be held in partnership with the City of Gaithersburg and in conjunction with the city's Active Aging Expo. It will offer those who attend insights into in-home care and how these services can best be delivered to meet the needs of Montgomery County's diverse growing population of older adults. National thought leaders Joanne Lynn and Robin Stone and other experts will discuss the challenges and opportunities to improve in-home care. They will challenge those who attend to advocate and implement necessary changes and will offer recommendations on how to strengthen and improve current approaches.
Senior Call Check is Maryland's free service providing an automated daily check-in call for residents 65 and older. Senior Call Check makes an automated call every day, and if there is no response, follows up to ensure that you or your loved one is okay. Call 1-866-50-CHECK or register online at aging.maryland.gov.
You are loved. You are valued. You are resilient. You got this.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving.